What's going on, everyone? Today we're doing a review on the brand new Campbell Hausfeld 4.6 gallon 125 psi 1 horsepower air compressor. So before we get started on all the specs, I just wanted to say that I'm extremely excited to show you guys this brand new air compressor. I've been messing around with this thing all day today, and it is just the coolest little thing in the world. I have had many air compressors in my day. I have a lot of air compressors. I have a lot of small air compressors, and this is by far probably the best one, hands down, just because of the features and how quiet this thing is. We're going to show you a 360-degree view of this air compressor, but before we do that, I just want to go over some of the specs with you. This is a 4.6 gallon tank, and once again I will show you the tanks. They are aluminum. This thing is extremely light. It only, I believe, 38 pounds, so not hard to move at all. 1 horsepower motor, which is extremely quiet. 120 volts, so you can plug this into any household outlet. You don't have to worry about, new plugs or anything like that. Just plug it into your existing outlet and you are good to go. The dB level on this is only 68. That is extremely quiet. I will turn this on for you while I'm having a conversation, and I will show you just how silent this thing is while it's running. The other thing that is extremely nice about this, it is oil free. You don't have to do anything to this but plug it in and start working with it. What kind of work can you do with it? I'm going to be honest with you. If you're planning on painting a car, this is not the air compressor for you. It's only 4.6 gallons, so this is going to be better for nailing, framing, and so on. You can fill up your car or truck tires with it. Now, that being said, I actually did try painting with this, and I'll hook up my air gun or my spray gun to this, and I'll show you. You can actually spray smaller panels. Right, it does give great coverage. You have enough air in here that you can do some painting around the house, say a mailbox, right? Or maybe a table. Maybe you're trying to put a finish on something. That's fine, this will work for that. But this is basically set up for, once again, blowing up tires, toys for the kids. So if you're looking to paint a car, look at their other compressors. They have 20 gallons, they have 30 gallons, and so on. Airbrushing would be fine with this, to tell you the truth. You can do airbrushing. Honestly, I have used this just to try to take off my blades on the tractor with my impact gun, and it worked great with that. So all in all, this is a perfect DIY type of tool, right? So if you're going to a heavy construction site, if you're doing anything but nailing, framing, and so on, you might want to look for something a little bit bigger. This is for around the house use. So what I want to do is walk you around this compressor, just show you how it's built. The first thing I can say, I like the looks of it. I know guys don't care about the looks of their tools. I don't know, maybe not all guys. I do. I like new shiny tools. This thing here looks awesome. It just looks good. I think they did a great job on the design, so 2 thumbs up on that. When you get this out of the box, the only thing you have to do to set this up is put on your filters or your mufflers, whatever you want to call them. And you have one here, and you have one here. And all you do, and I will show you, is screw these into the back of the motor. And there you go. So you just put one here, one there, and that's all you have to do for setup. Extremely simple. All right, so here you have your motor, and I'll show you a closer image of this towards the end of the video. But this is all metal, so that's nice, except for the end piece. It's just a cap. It's a heavy plastic on each side, which is fine, but everything else is metal, and it's extremely solid. You can feel it's not going anywhere. You got your rubber mounts right here, so if there is any vibration, which there's none, this will actually absorb instead of cracking and breaking. You have your handle, obviously, that you're able to pick this up, and like I said, with only 38 pounds, it's extremely easy to pick up and move around. I had no problem with it at all. You have a gauge here. This right here I'm going to show you at the end. This is just the coolest feature right here. I mean, it's so simple, right? But the way they designed this, it's just so easy to use, and I'll get to that at the end of the video. But you do have your gauge here, goes up to 250. Honestly, when it's filled up, it's only going to go up to about 125. And that's where you want it, because it's only 125 PSI anyway, so you don't want it to go up higher than that. So this is where you're going to keep that needle right there. On the other side of the compressor, you are going to see another gauge, which is nice. And this is your air release. So say you do not want to keep air in your tanks overnight, just pull this out here. And you push it back in, and that is going to drop the air. So extremely simple to use there. The tanks here are aluminum. You're going to get two of them, one on top, one on the bottom. But that's what makes this so light. And what else is very nice here is if you have any type of moisture built up, which on an air compressor, I guarantee you will, this right here is the valve that you would turn to release that water. So you just turn it like this, and that will release the moisture. So it's extremely simple to use. Now you can see on the top here, we have two universal couplers included. Now this accepts both industrial and automotive plugs, 1/4 inch. But what's nice about this is you can have two people working at the same time, or if you have a framing gun or maybe a finish nailer or a brad nailer, you know, you're going between both of those, you can plug them in to both fittings and you don't have to worry about pulling out your air hose, changing it, you know, and putting it back in or whatever you're going to do. So you have two of them, so two people can work at the same time, or you can use two guns at the same time. And they are solid. They're very heavy duty, and what's nice is they stay down. You just put that in and you're ready to go. I'll actually do that right now. So for a better view, I moved this for you, but all you're going to do is take your male fitting right here and just push in. And that's it. That's all you got to do. And once again, you can put another one in on the other side. So very versatile. As for the plug, it's pretty long. It's probably about 4 or 5 foot, and you're able to reach. And once again, your standard 120, you just plug it right into the outlet in your house and you are ready to go. And on this side of the tank, you have your on and off switch. Very simple to use. So let me zoom in here, and I know you all want to hear how quiet this thing is, so we are actually going to turn it on right now, and I'm going to show you just how silent this air compressor is. This is why I'm so excited about this thing. It's just so quiet. All right, so here's your off position. This is your on position, right? Now I can have a conversation with you, I can talk to you, and not even have to worry about deafening myself or not being able to hear somebody else talking back at me. Extremely quiet, and it does not take long to fill up at all. No vibration, and I got this on a wooden table, like an old wooden door. No vibration at all on this compressor. And it does not take long to fill up. So let me shut this off. And that's it. That's all you have to do to operate this compressor. Just flip this switch right here, and it's already filled up. So it takes about a minute and a half to fill up, but it's pretty quick. For a 1 horsepower motor, it fills up really fast. Okay, so this was filled up. You can see we're at the 125 mark, or around the 125 mark. This is the thing I like so much, and this is just the easiest thing, you know, to do on a compressor. I mean, every compressor has one of these regulators here, but the way the design is just so easy to use. I'm really excited about this. So let me zoom out a little bit. So actually, let me zoom in a little bit. So you see where we're at. I'm going to bring this up a little bit. You just turn this knob. So if I go this way, I can adjust my PSI, I can bring it down, or if I go this way, which has a plus and a negative arrow on there, I can bring it back up if I wanted to. So right now about 125, we're just going to turn this and look at it go down, how fast it goes down. This is probably the best regulator I've ever used. So simple, right? That's all I'm doing is turning that. So now if I wanted to go back up, I just twist, I go right, it brings me back up to the 125, and it'll stop. It'll stop on you once you get to that point. But it's just so simple to use. For some reason with the other regulators, I don't know, I just can never work them to the point that I get it to where I need it. This is just simple. So whoever designed this, well done on that. All right, so I just want to hook up my paint gun, and I'm not actually going to put paint in this. I just want to show you that you can use this to do some painting. I'm sorry I'm not putting paint in this. I'm just being lazy tonight. Forgive me. But so I'm just going to put this in there, and that leaking is from the hose actually. It's not from the actual air compressor. That air compressor, no air comes out of that fitting right there. So, but you can use this to paint if you wanted to. You can see it kicks on, but it'll keep up with it. If you don't have that trigger down completely, it'll keep up. So you can do smaller panels, you can do some painting on woodworking. Airbrushing is fine. So it will keep up. Like I said, if you're planning on painting a car with this, I'd advise not to. All right, so the last thing I wanted to show you is the nail gun. This is actually a finishing nailer. So I'm going to put some nails down through this piece of wood here and show you really what this compressor is built for. And there you go. Great. I mean, it sank them down real nice. Don't have to worry about trying to fix those up. So more than enough air for nailing, framing, brad nailing, finish nailing, whatever. Perfect for woodworking. So final thoughts on this. Here's the deal. I had a subscriber that reached out to me and asked me if I can do a review on the Campbell Hausfeld air compressor. I reached out to them and they were nice enough to send one over, and I can honestly tell you, I am blown away by this air compressor. I love it. It's extremely easy to use. Setup out of the box is not even a minute. So all you have to do, put these on right here, you're good to go. You plug it in, you don't have to worry about the oil, right? It's more than enough for around the house. If you're nailing, once again, that's what it's built for, nailing, maybe some airbrushing, maybe a little bit of painting, but this is a DIY type of air compressor. If you want to paint a car or your house, you're gonna have to go with something a little bit bigger. But this thing is extremely quiet, and if I were to give this, a 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best, it's easy. I'm going 5. I'm going 5 stars on this just because of how well it's built, how quiet it is, how light it is. It's a 4.6 gallon tank, 125 PSI, does everything I need to do in the garage, and I hope this helps you. If it does, please subscribe, thumbs up. We'll catch you later with more videos.